Hey everybody, Stephen Howard Jones, aka Daniel Kuhn, back with a new video. I'm in my office today, and the video topic is thoughts on banning pornography. Hope the engine isn't too loud. It's like 4:34 in the morning. I'm outside of IHOP to have something to eat, and I figured, well, I want the truck to get warm up, get warm in here. So I'm having the heater on, but that's why the engine's running. But there's been some talk online. I've seen a few videos about covering the topic of banning pornography, and I figured I'd throw my 2 cents in on that. Some of the arguments I've heard was that like the easy access to pornography is causing more like moral degradation in our society. It's warping young men's minds because young men seem to be there's a higher percentage of young men who view it. Like hardcore porn, especially, it's warping their sense of reality, or it's warping reality to where they think that what's done in this fantasy world is something that's okay to be done in reality. It's warping this. It's like a drug in a sense, because there have been scientific studies showing that constant viewing of pornography, it changes the chemical makeup of the brain, to where they have to keep looking at it, they have to keep watching more and more of it, and even more extreme versions of it to get the same effect they did before. So that's kind of like a dopamine high, and once when a small amount over time is not doing it, you gotta keep cranking it up. It's affecting relationships. Young men aren't socializing with women like they did before, because they're going to this easy fix of viewing pornography, leading to lower birth rates, lower marriage, less marriages, or even some failed marriages. Another third point I want to bring up is the talk of banning pornography as being a good thing to protect children from viewing that kind of material. To keep their innocence, to keep them from seeing these kind of graphic images, because it may disturb them down the road. I'm wearing this hat because I'm going to say some things maybe contrary to what many people may think of pornography, or what they think I may think of pornography. I'm 100% against banning pornography, and here's why. First off, I'm against banning things in general. I'm against a ban on materials that can be created. Now, the reason why I'm against that is because I'm a student. I love history, and we're almost 100 years. It's almost been 100 years since Prohibition, and we all seen the effects of instilling and enforcing, trying to wipe out a vice in society, like alcohol, for example. Trying to wipe that out, it has created a far greater monster down the road. It's created Prohibition, which was backed up by teetotalers and these moral busybodies who saw alcohol as being a detriment to families, a detriment to society, a detriment to the country's moral fiber, and they want to get rid of it. Now, the mistake they made is handing that power over to the government. That's the mistake they made, and I hated reading about Prohibition, and I hated reading about the stuff that it drummed up. It grew organized crime in the country. It caused unnecessary death and suffering. You had people being poisoned because of alcohol that was being made in nefarious ways to just basically stretch it out to make a quick buck. And even after the passing of the 21st Amendment, these things still stay with us. Organized crime is still a thing in this country. It was really big in the past, but it's still here. And as anything, it's you can look at the drug war, and it's basically the same thing. I don't believe banning something is the right way to go because of all the damage it created. Another thing is this thought that if you ban it, it will be things will be fun. It would improve the moral fiber of society. It won't. What happens is banning it will ban the tool that you give the government to ban something, pornography. Let's say it stays pornography. What would it be tomorrow? one, pornography is kind of difficult to, is in a sense difficult to define because various people find various different things as sexually stimulating. So really, it comes down to personal. It comes down to a personal opinion. If someone can have something banned because of a personal opinion, what else could they have banned due to personal opinions? We're already seeing the effects of that right now with cancel culture, with silencing people who have conservative leanings, who are part of the right wing, or who are libertarians. They're being silent. There's a push to have them silenced. It's on YouTube. We're seeing a lot of that on YouTube. With just demonetization, killing channels, kicking people off platforms, all because some small group decided that this is offensive. It needs to be they need to be banned. They need to be silenced. I can't produce a good argument to combat their argument, and so instead of being responsible and come up with a better argument, I'm going to have them silenced. The same tool that you use for silencing pornography, for shutting it up, will be used something that's innocuous in the future. Never underestimate a busybody, because they're always going to find something to want to crush under their thumb, crush under their foot, or have the government do it for them with their boots. So that's one reason why I'm against banning it. Second reason, so there's a point brought up about, like I mentioned before, about young men not wanting to be in relationships anymore. Like it's this, and this high they get from doing this kind of material. And I think the wrong question is being asked. I think the right question to ask is, why are young men flocking from relationships to pornography? What has happened in the dating game that discourages young men to pursuing relationships? I can think of a couple reasons. See, feminism is one. Emasculization is another. Family court system is another. Quote unquote toxic masculinity is another reason. Divorce is another reason. It's like all a lot of these things have basically poisoned the well for young men when it comes to wanting to pursue relationships. And so I can't just call them a name like a coomer. I can't just dismiss them. I can't just shut them out because their arguments may seem absurd. I want to look into it. Do young men found it better to just, instead of getting involved in these things that are higher risk for them currently, they'd rather just do pornography? Is there people should ask, is there justification for their concerns, for the issues with the current dating dating style as of right now? We want to say I think paradigm is the word to use. And also on that, what about young women? What are young women's view of men? Online it makes it seem like all young women see young men as are potential rapists, potential molesters, potential mass shooters, potential murderers, potential swindlers. So it's like all this poison that's been thrown into their heads has repelled a lot of them. It's got young men scared of want to talk to men. It's got young men scared of wanting to talk to women because they think they're going to be, rejection is enough, but the idea that they're going to be, seen as a sexual harasser or trying to start a conversation, they're seen as a creep, and dealing with, and a woman's rejection is pretty powerful. Many people may not think that, but it really is. With all this stuff that's built up into them, along with making them ashamed of being masculine, making them ashamed of being male in general, they just say, I'm not going to want to get involved in that. This is easier. Looking at this material is easier. Sure, it's a fantasy, but at least I'm not having to face the ugliness and hopelessness that is the dating game as of right now, and that's very unfortunate. So I think it's a bad idea to just dismiss their concerns and figure out what is it with the dating game currently that it pushes young men, maybe some older men, into wanting to view pornography I guess at a high rate rather than getting out there and wanting to talk to women. and also figure out why, and figure out why women are taking on to this idea that, you know, all men around them are just attackers in the making, are just rapists in the making. The third point I want to bring up with children. I think the proper thing that can be done in that regard is for parents. Well, parents do their job. Parents should not want the state to do their job for them, because they screw it up time and time again. They screw it up. Not to say there aren't any well-meaning government officials out there, but a lot of times it's better that these things are handled by the parents themselves, because who better knows the child than their parents? At least that should be the case. Parents should talk to the kids. They should talk to the kids about where babies come from, what sex is, what it can do to a person. Talk to them about pornography. What type of pornography is out there? What it can, what kind of harm it can cause to the children that they view it constantly. I'm not gonna say view it at all, because it's different for everybody. Some people can view it and not be affected by it, and some people, they shouldn't touch it at all, because because of something up with their personality. They may creep into their life and latch onto them. Another thing is, parents need to work on their relationships at home. Could children be picking up on certain cues that their parents are showing because of their relationship? Are they not seeing their parents become affectionate? Are they not seeing how they'll handle courtship in a sense? Are their parents kind of, are they not being a good demonstration of what a male-female relationship should be like? Because that could draw young people into looking to other things. If this is a concern about young men viewing pornography and seeing these things that are fantasy and trying to adapt into reality, well, maybe when they're younger in their reality, they didn't have good examples. Maybe they didn't have any examples at all. So I think it's better. I think parents should educate their kids on sex, pornography, things of that nature, so that as they get on their own, as they become older, they can take those lessons with them and better navigate the dating game. Know what things to look out for, especially young women. It'll really help young women to know what kind of guys to stay away from. Know who are good guys to join with, know the ones to avoid. Banning pornography is not going to fix social ills. If anything, it'll create even more. It'll create ones that we didn't even think of we could never dream of. In our biggest nightmares. So we're waiting outside. I think I'll go home. But that's the video I was supposed to do. Please tell me what you think. Do you agree with banning pornography? If you do, explain why. If not, explain why. Did I make any good points? I'd love to read you guys' comments. To anybody who's new to my channel, thanks for checking out this video. Please check out my older videos and look forward to new videos to come. If you want to make a donation to the channel, go to my homepage, look for the Give Up That Cheese button. It's send you to PayPal and donate any amount you would like. I want to give a big thanks to those who have been on my channel this long, and I hope to keep going. I know things with YouTube is getting out of hand, but